Sway co-founder launches Havenex, a fully regulated crypto exchange. Kostas Chalkias, a co-founder of the Sui blockchain, is stepping into the exchange business. On August 27, 2026, Cointelegraph reported that Chalkias unveiled Havenex, a crypto exchange built around full regulatory compliance and what he describes as institutional-grade transparency. The Series A funding round is already closing, according to the announcement. The pitch positions Havenex against the opacity that has cost the industry dearly. Chalkias is a cryptographer by background, and his framing centers on proving reserves and operations rather than asking users to trust a balance sheet they cannot see. A cryptographer betting on proof over trust, Chalkias helped build Sui alongside other former Meta engineers who worked on the Diem stablecoin project, and his academic work focuses on cryptographic proofs. That lineage matters for a product sold on transparency. The recurring failure mode in centralized exchanges has not been missing technology. It has been operators who moved customer funds where no one could watch. Havenex's transparency claim will be judged on whether it exposes real-time, verifiable reserve and liability data, not on marketing language. The fully regulated label is the second half of the pitch. That phrase carries weight only when tied to named licenses in named jurisdictions, and the initial announcement is light on those specifics. Regulated exchanges typically hold licenses such as an EU MiCA authorization, a money transmitter registration in U.S. states, or a virtual asset service provider permit in markets like Dubai or Singapore. The value of Havenex's compliance claim depends entirely on which of these it actually secures, and that detail was not in the launch report. Founder credibility as the opening asset, a top protocol co-founder launching exchange infrastructure, is itself the story. It signals that builders who spent years on base layer technology now see the regulated on-ramp and off-ramp layer as the contested ground. Chalkias arrives with name recognition, a technical reputation, and, per the announcement, a Series A that is closing rather than being raised from scratch. That combination gives Havenex a warmer start than most new venues get. Credibility does not substitute for execution. FTX had a celebrated founder and heavy institutional backing before it collapsed and froze customer balances. The precedent is a reminder that counterparty risk on any custodial exchange comes down to controls and verification, not the founder's resume. Users who keep balances on a centralized venue are extending credit to that operator, which is the core case for holding assets in self-custody options and spending from a wallet you control, rather than parking funds on an exchange. Launching into a strong tape in a crowded field, Havenex arrives into a strong tape. As of August 27, 2026, Bitcoin trades around $78,851, up nearly 14% over the past week, while Solana sits near $101, up close to 20% over 7 days, per CoinMarketCap data. The Fear and Greed Index reads 80, or extreme greed. New exchanges tend to launch into exactly this kind of enthusiasm when trading volume is high and appetite for fresh venues is easiest to capture. The competitive field is not empty. Regulated and semi-regulated venues from Coinbase and Kraken to Gemini already court institutional flow with compliance-first messaging, and each has years of operating history. Havenex will have to convert its transparency claim into something those incumbents do not offer, whether that is verifiable proof of reserves on a tighter cadence, cleaner custody segregation, or jurisdictional coverage the majors avoid. Institutional-grade transparency is a strong promise. It is also one every serious exchange now claims, so the specifics will decide whether Havenex stands apart. For crypto users, the practical read is to wait for the details that were not in the launch. The licenses, the custody model, the audit and reserve verification schedule, and the launch markets all matter more than the announcement itself. A regulated, transparent exchange is a good thing for the industry if the substance matches the label.